Hey everyone, hope you are doing well. You're with Noor here, and welcome back to another client interview. This is a very special client interview because I'm joined by one of our long-standing clients, Thibault, and this is actually a part two. Part one you can check out on the YouTube channel specifically, and he's achieved tremendous growth with us and has been with us for I think around 14 months now, and he's done really, really well. So, Thibaut, obviously, me and you know each other very well, obviously in the program, outside of the program as well, in a mastermind. But for the people watching this right now who may not be familiar with who you are, why don't you introduce who you are, who you serve, and the transformation that you deliver?
Yeah. Thanks, Noor. So yeah, my name is Thibault. I'm French, and yeah, I'm doing. Originally, I was doing content about crypto investment in French on social media, and after doing a lot of content, I decided to launch my consulting business and coaching business, and now I help people to invest with a good and safe strategy on the crypto market. And yeah, I built a community helping people to master the bull run and try to make the most out of it and also out of the bear market in crypto, which is not the easiest thing to master because we have big cycle.
Yeah, there we go, man. And for the people watching, why don't you give them some context on what your monthly recurring revenue was on average before joining the program compared to where it is right now?
So before joining the program, I was making between 15 and 25K per month with another kind of business
Hmm.
than the business I'm doing right now. And right now, so last month I just made 105K, which was like the first time I hit the 100K revenue. So it was a very good achievement for me because it was my goal when I first joined EasyGrow. And yeah, now I'm excited for the next months to keep scaling. And yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really fun, and what a great way to finish the year. So, Thibaut, talk to me about some of the issues that you're probably facing with your business prior to joining the program. Like, what drove you to join the program to begin with?
Good question. The main thing I would say was that so I'm in the online business space for
Hmm.
a while now. I have a lot of friends doing all kind of business, and they all all their strategy look amazing, and I wanted to try them all. And in the end, it's only working when you spend enough time on
Yep.
one strategy. And so I decided to go for Easy Grow at the beginning because I really liked the approach and the mindset, the business style that Charlie was explaining on his YouTube channel, the way he was explaining how you run Easy Grow, how you run your
Hmm.
business. And to me, it made sense. So I thought like, okay, these guys are making like 5 times the money I want to be making. That my goal was 100K, and at that time I think you were making already 500K per month. So yeah, let's go with them and I just wanted a roadmap.
Yeah. Yeah. When before you had the roadmap, Thibaut, that obviously was presented with the program, what were you trying to do on your own before the roadmap? Like, what did things look like in terms of getting your business going, the issues that you were facing, et cetera, et cetera?
Just before I joined.
Yeah, just before the join, when you were trying to figure it out, before the program.
So yeah, when I joined, so I did already a first version of my product in
Hmm.
2021,
Hmm.
2022, and I already had customer, but it was a simpler version of the product.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, so just before joining, I was planning to launching a V2 of my product with
Yeah.
some coaching on the side and so on. So more toward high ticket coaching. And I really didn't know if I should choose like VSL or
Yeah.
webinar. I already did some webinar back in time, but yeah, I was hesitating in terms of strategies.
Yeah.
And so I chose the easy grow style of strategies with like a clear VSL, outreach, outbound, inbound,
Yeah.
and yeah, having this roadmap. That's really what I was looking for.
Perfect. So essentially, before joining the program, the key issue you were facing is that everything was a bit of a guessing game, where it's like you don't know if you should do this strategy or that strategy. You don't know if you should do this outbound, inbound. It was just you were trying different things, but you didn't know what direction to take it in.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
And
man.
I was tracking nothing. I
Yeah.
think one of the main thing that I really liked being in the program is the scientific approach of business
Yeah,
where you start tracking everything, and
that's
that's
it.
really helped me. Now, when I take a decision, I have all my data, and I'm like, okay, uh, this source is closing good, this
Yeah,
source is closing bad. We put more effort on this one, and it's not
yeah.
just a guess from like, you know,
Yeah, it's really funny when you say you didn't track anything and you still managed to get to 15 to 25K. I done a client interview with KJ, who's also a mastermind client as
yeah,
well
yeah,
as
yeah, I
EasyGrow
know
client.
him.
KJ said the same thing to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I didn't track anything. I just got to like 10, 20K. We didn't track anything." So yeah, it's always funny to hear that how you can get to a decent point, but as you'd know, Thibault, not tracking anything is just not sustainable for long-term growth. And you
Yeah,
certainly wouldn't have gotten to where you are today without the tracking, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very important. Now
Yeah.
I really, for decision making,
Hmm.
it's just the most important thing ever.
Yeah, that's it. So, Thibaut, talk to me about how you approached the program from day one, which I know is it's a long time ago. It's more than a year. You just joined the program, you had a call with Vince, you've got access to EasyGrow. What were some of your first steps in terms of, executing and, following the roadmap in place? Like, what changes did you first make to your business?
First change, so watch acquisition genesis.
Hmm.
Um, it was painful because I wanted to launch, I wanted to launch the course,
Yep, yep.
and it took me a long time to go through acquisition genesis, build the offer. Build the offer was the main thing, like reshape the offer
Hmm.
and choosing the price point.
Yep,
And yeah, then I did straight because I have a following, so I was attracting people through my organic channel. And so I first did sold before lunch. So I sold a
yep.
few courses, and
Hmm.
after having sold, I don't remember exactly how many members, but like maybe 5, 10 members. As soon as I had like maybe 10 members, I started to create the course again, recreate the
Yeah.
course, which I already had 50% of it, but I had to reshape the course
Hmm.
and re-record a few more modules and so on.
Yeah, great stuff, man. There's a few layers I want to get into there. The first of which would be acquisition genesis, which I know you described as painful. Everyone does. And that's obviously for people watching this, that's the foundational module, which pretty much lays out everything. And more importantly, it teaches clients how to think for themselves, so they can come up with their own strategies, solutions, and metrics specifically designed to their business, as every business is different. Like Thibaut's here, his one would be different from like a traditional agency. So, Thibaut, it's funny you say it's painful because you wanted to launch your program, launch, launch, launch. I literally had a, coaching call where a client was telling me, no, I want to do outreach, outreach, outreach. And I said, acquisition genesis, then outreach.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you were the same. Talk to me about how important acquisition genesis was to your success with the program in its entirety. Because a lot of people would assume that they can skip that module, just like you probably assumed where you just wanted to get to launching your program. They'd assume they can skip it and still see success, but obviously you didn't see success and you know how valuable it is. Talk to me about how crucial it was to lay the foundations of the success that you have now.
It's a bit hard for me to because now that I've been watching a lot about the program and I've been in the mastermind, everything is mixed in my head. So it's hard for me to
Yeah.
remember exactly what was the takeaway from acquisition genesis, but I really remember that yeah, it was really good for fundamentals. And also, I
Yep.
think Charlie added a very cool video, the one with the all the tubes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This one
Yeah, I
is in
remember. Yep.
acquisition genesis. This one was like
Yeah.
really good course. Like when I think he added it to Acquisition Genesis after I was in the program. So I rewatched
Yeah.
it and I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. With all the pipe, I remember.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the different layers of the business and whatnot, and the journey you go through. So yeah, killer
Yeah,
stuff,
and
man.
how you track everything and how you can
Yeah,
find the bottleneck of the business. And this for me was like one of the best video of the whole
yeah,
program.
killer stuff,
But yeah,
man.
I mean, fundamental is always so important. And I think also the fact that in acquisition genesis, the offer module is very strong.
Hmm.
How, so I know you explain a lot of things regarding guarantee, which is like a banger
Yep.
and many people use. I don't use it so
Hmm.
far because I don't really need it, and also in
Yep.
the crypto market, I didn't find a good way to
Yep.
do a
Yep.
guarantee. But yeah, I think the how you build an offer
Yeah.
module is really a good one in acquisition genesis, and I can't see people creating a business without doing and having a good offer, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And it's really interesting you say that, Thibault, because we always preach like offers, guarantees, and risk reversals, but at the same time, we also have clients like yourself where a guarantee and risk reversal for certain markets like yourself and even enterprise level businesses, it just may not necessarily make sense, but it still can work as long as the messaging has the key components. And what you described there, it's actually a natural byproduct of finishing acquisition genesis, which is being able to think for yourself because you clearly looked at the offer and you realized, well, actually, for my market, the crypto market, it would be crazy for me to guarantee this, that. So let me just tweak it in my own style. So really good stuff, man. I'd love to touch on that a bit deeper. So you were crafting your offer, Thibaut, and you were just restructuring it. Talk to me about how you went about that, especially because in your market you couldn't do any guarantees. So talk to me about how you managed to change things whilst keeping it as effective as possible to grow the way you did.
Regarding the offer, especially,
Yep.
um, it's funny because I did a VSL long time ago. It's still the same VSL.
Nice. That's it.
Now
That's it.
I need to redo it, especially for setting because I still use 10 months old VSL for the setting. But yeah, that shows that it works, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty much like what Charlie was saying. Then I think you use the same VSL for years.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's it.
So yeah, regarding the offer, honestly, I had since I already launched my course and I already had like something like 120 clients or 150 clients,
Yeah.
I already
Perfect.
knew
You
the
already
pain
knew.
point, you know, and what was working for and how I could help them. Uh, I would say that having a formula on
Hmm.
how to formulate it
Yeah.
and how to explain it
Yeah.
was helpful because as like again, you have a roadmap, you apply
Yeah.
and it works.
That's it. There we go, man. Good stuff. And talk to me about the program evolution on your end for your own program, because I know you said you obviously had your old program. It was 997 style. It wasn't fully fleshed out, right? So talk to me about how EasyGrow helped you flesh out your program to build the machine that is today.
Yeah, that a big help. To me, the biggest help was to just not even, of course, the module and so on, but to me, the biggest help was to see
Yeah.
Easy Grow working and how it's working from the inside, you
Yeah.
know? And since I'm in EasyGrow for quite a long time now, I've seen EasyGrow evolve as well. What you add in the program, what you remove from the program, and it's also really helpful for me to see what works. I know you do a lot of research and development and so on. So I could inspire myself from how you do your thing to apply it to my niche.
Yeah.
And it was really helpful for me, like
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. What specific changes did you make to your program after seeing what we do and after being part of it?
Um, I really focused more on coaching.
Hmm.
coaching calls. Also, something that was very important is focus on getting people for a limited period of time
Hmm.
and then charge them
Yep.
for more months, because then you have people that are really committed in the course. Because the problem I had with my former course is that it was a cheaper course and it was like lifetime access. So I
Yep.
had a lot of people that were not watching it. They didn't really care about it. So the community was not that, I didn't find enough quality members of the community compared to now. Now everybody in the course is like, I think I have like maybe 50% of my customers that are interacting in the school group. 50, like, yeah, it's now I have like a bit more than 100% on the school group, and I have like average 30 or 40% either coming to the coaching call, either watching the replay.
Mm.
So I think the main thing that for me was helpful is to focus on how to help your members, and only always work on your product, always find new problem to solve for your customer, and it's really making them happy.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. And yeah, I love the point you mentioned about making sure you either set a limited time frame with regards to the access that they have, and if they want to continue after a set time frame, they have to pay because otherwise, what most people do with their courses is lifetime access. And you've seen this yourself, Thibault, where people don't pay, and it's like they're not using it, but they're asking questions, but and they're not as committed. Whereas now you've got like a
Yeah.
machine where people are still showing up, asking, and at the same time, you're also getting paid.
Also, to me, it make a lot of sense, because we are a little bit with this kind of model, we are a little bit more toward coaching rather than course. And like, if you know that people are paying a decent amount of money for a limited period of time, you really have some pressure on your
Yeah,
shoulder to really help them for this
yeah.
limited period of time. Whereas if they pay like 1 or 2K for lifetime access, the pressure is less there, so then maybe you do less good job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's like you feel because they're there forever on your end, you'll just go, oh, I'll just let them crack on. I don't need to improve the product now. I don't need to do
Exactly.
these coaching calls like this. So I'll get to that question later. It's a sense of urgency from both parties, which work really, really well. So yeah, man, that's killer to hear. I want to touch on tracking. I know you said before you joined there was no tracking whatsoever, which gives me incredible anxiety. So talk to me about how things look now compared to before in terms of your operations and overall tracking from, the things you track and how you track it and how it ties into your decision making now.
Yeah, a good question. So yeah, we try to track, we don't track everything because it's
Hmm.
hard to track. Like, I know, like, both show us your tracking machine during the mastermind. It was kind of mental. Um, so yeah, obviously I track every single sales call that we do and the performance of the sales rep month after month. So then we can see when they have a moment where they are a little bit more down in terms of performance, and that's the basic. But then we also track. So I have different source of
Yep.
where are coming from the appointment, and we track. So I do setting, I do organic. I was doing some ads at some point, but I stopped. So yeah, we have. I do some cold calling. We have different approach, and so I track, for example, the show up rate and the closing rate from every single
Yep.
source. So then we can decide if we keep pushing on this source or if we move the effort to another source, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mainly that's what we track. And then obviously all the figures from the company, the net margin, and so on. I know Charlie and Bo are really focusing on
Hmm.
that during the mastermind. So it was really good wake up call for me to go even deeper in the tracking about like, um, yeah, everything in terms of finance for the
Yeah.
company. Even if we track already, I track even more now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So Thibault, here's a question for you because most people like yourself, or your old self, they would argue, oh, I don't need to track things. I can just build a business without tracking stuff like show up rate for this source or, sales conversion rate for this and that. You've been through it for someone that didn't do any tracking to now that does a lot of tracking. Like, what difference has it made to the growth of your business in
yeah, man.
just being a bit more specific on these areas?
For me, it's really big change.
Yeah.
And also in terms of stress, it
Yeah.
relieves a lot of stress because then you just have data and you take decision on data.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have my sales reps that are like, oh, Thibault, we have so many no-show from this source, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm on the sales call with them and I show them the tracking and I'm like, yeah, it's just this week, you see. It's just a feeling
Yeah.
because look at the data. We have good data on it and they are like, oh, okay. You know,
Yeah.
if I didn't have that, maybe I would be listening to the sales rep that are a bit emotional because they have a lot of no-show from this specific source this week, and would be like, oh, maybe he's right, and then you know. So
Yeah.
it's more like, yeah, it's more like specific. Then I have like data to be able to take some decision, and yeah, especially I stopped doing ads after tracking, for example.
Because you realized after tracking it just wasn't an effective source or
Yeah, it was too
yeah.
expensive. It was too
Ah, there you
expensive
go.
for me.
Yeah.
Too expensive in
Yeah.
terms of at the moment I was in my business. It was
Yeah.
too expensive and not efficient enough compared to all the other source that we have.
There you
So
go.
yeah, and then also I focused on tracking so we were doing setting like DM sorcery setting on many different social network. We tried Telegram, we tried Twitter, we tried IG, we tried Facebook, we tried Discord, and after tracking, we focused on Instagram. If
Like
we didn't
Instagram was the
track,
best. Yeah.
if we didn't track, we could not really know what. Then you feel it a little bit, but you don't have the specific data.
Yeah, that's it. Really great stuff, man. And there's just so many benefits, not just from a business standpoint, but also from an emotional standpoint. Like you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
go to sleep at night, you can wake up refreshed. Like, can you imagine what the situation would be like if your closers came to you? Obviously, they're panicking and they're going, Thibault, we're getting to show up, blah, 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 blah. If you didn't have the data, you're panicking, but now your team's panicking. And now the
yeah,
business
yeah.
is going to go, what's going on? But because you had the data, actually, this is an issue at all. It's the same with setting, Thibaut, where that's a great example you gave where I ran ads no, it didn't work for me because it cost, too much. If you're not tracking, you're just going to spend money on ads. That's not working, and you don't actually know whether you're succeeding. And even the setting one, that was a great example because, because you got so specific on platforms, some people can waste time on one platform without knowing if the other's working. So it's
Yeah.
it's it's just a relief, not only from a business, but you'll know this more on an emotional standpoint, you as a founder as well.
Yeah, and to give you the example of ads, when I started ads, I didn't start the tracking straight away.
Hmm.
And so we spent maybe like, yeah, 45 days, 1 month and a half, spending with money in ads. And the thing is that we did two sales at the beginning. So we are
Yeah.
like, oh, ads are cool. And
Yeah.
then we spent for like 45 days with zero sales. And in the end, it cost us more than what we got. And we came up with the tracking. I was like, okay, we need to track now. And after the tracking, I was like, oh shit, I should have cut before.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sometimes it can be like a dream. Sometimes it's like, oh, I got to sell now, but it's actually just in the short term. In the long term, when you look at things, it's not profitable at all. So yeah, never go with your heart, never go with your head, never go with your gut. Always the data tracking
Um,
sheets and all that good stuff. So yeah, great stuff, Thibaut. Talk to me about how your team structure looks, Thibaut. So. What did it look like before you joined the program? Like, was it just you? And what does it look like compared to now? I know you got closes in place, but yeah, give me a rundown of who's involved and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Before I joined the program, I had like yeah, one editor that was
Hmm.
also social media manager,
Yep.
and now I have two reps and one assistant that is helping with tracking and accounting.
Nice.
And I have still the same guy that is doing social media and editing. And I have three setters.
Yeah, good stuff, man. And in terms of like client acquisition, so you're doing a setting on Instagram. Um, are you doing anything else, or is it just like DM Sorcery on Instagram?
Now we do DM Sorcery on Instagram is the only outreach that we do. I'm,
Nice.
I'm working on another one right now on Instagram with Josh, that is
Mhm.
in the
Yep.
mastermind. And then I do some organic from my channel.
Yep.
So mainly Instagram. I also have customer coming from TikTok because I launched a lead magnet that is working very well for me. It's a financial test, and when people take the test, they receive a personalized video from me explaining thing about their financial profile. And
Yep.
then in the end, at the end of the video, I explain thing regarding the course and I show results. It's a mix between a VSL and a personalized video, and we get really good results with that. So I get people coming from this lead magnet that are so it's mostly organic actually. It's mostly from my TikTok and Instagram, and I was doing also some YouTube at some point at the beginning because I was when I launched my course, I was doing some YouTube, but it was taking too much of my time. So I went back to the thing that I was doing the most, that was short videos, and
Mm.
it's working better for me because I have more traction on short videos. But I plan 2025. I plan to be back on YouTube
Yep.
as well.
Let's do the comeback, man. Let's do the comeback. So yeah, great stuff. Killer stuff, man. Thibault, talk to me about how the evolution of your program in terms of pricing, because I know that was a big thing for you. Where obviously the first program that you had, I think you said it was quite like low, not low ticket, sorry, but it was like 997. And then you've got this new version, and I know you're part of the mastermind where we kept saying, Thibault, raise your price, raise your price. Give me some insight into that and how effective it has been for your business in terms of growing it.
You mean in terms of evolution in pricing?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. So 2021, 2022, 2021, the launch offer was 997 and then it was 1,500. When I decided to launch on EasyGrow, my pre-launch price was 2,900. So that's what I sold. And then I stay actually 6 months at that price, a bit more, maybe 7 months. Then I rose to 3,600 this
Hmm.
summer, I think in August.
Yep, first mastermind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, yeah, true. First mastermind. And then I went in last month in November in the mastermind in Dubai, and I was showing my cash collected and closing rate to Alex Ronker, and he was like, "Man, double your price." And then I was like, doubling my price is kind of hard in terms of mindset for my closer, and I wanted to
Yep.
manage the closer and do it slowly. So I went from 3,600 to 4,800, and we just rose to 5,800 today.
Amazing stuff, man. Amazing. And from your side, I know you had, like you said, the mindset side of things where specifically to do with your closes where you didn't want to put that price increase as a big shift, but how did you find increasing that price and seeing the impact it had on your business? Because I'm assuming you probably thought it wouldn't work because it's a big increase, but it turns out it did work.
Yeah, man, the crazy thing is the cash collected. I'm surprised. We still have the same cash collected, 65% cash collected at 4,800 that we had at 3,600. It's exactly the same, 65%.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Crazy. So when I said that to Alex, he was like, increase again your price.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, yeah. Then the next mastermind in March, we're gonna tell you to do the same thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we'll see. But yeah, in terms of
yeah.
so yeah, the good thing I was talking about Alex Bunker, and he was before joining you, he was working in a trading offer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was.
and
Yeah.
so he explained to me that they went from 2,900 to 7,200, and he
Mm-hmm.
saw a decrease on his conversion rate of only 6 or 7% from
Yeah.
2,900 to 7,000 something.
Yeah.
And so far, we saw a little decrease, but I'm not even sure we also have a little bit different source of lead. Like we have
Yep.
more lead that are cold this month, so we have little bit decrease on the conversion rate. I'm not even sure it's about the price, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
also at the same time, we made sure every time we increase the price, we made sure to add more thing and
Yes.
more value to the program.
Yep.
And right now we are adding two really good thing. One thing is coming this weekend, and one thing is coming just after Christmas, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, amazing stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. Yeah, sales is always interesting because if your conversion rate is too high, we don't want it to be too high because it's a sign that you need more cash and it's too easy to close at that price point. So we want to get that sweet spot, which is seems like you are working towards. So yeah, really good stuff, man. And
And also the good thing with increasing my price at least in my niche is that I get people that so with my offer I can get crazy good results with people that have at least a bit more capital. Like if you
mm,
have someone that have
yeah,
like, for example, 30, 40, 50K in crypto,
yeah,
I can really have good result for them, you know? Whereas someone that come with, we have also young people that come and they want to learn and they
hmm,
maybe have like 3, 4, 5K in crypto, but they are aware that learning now will help them in the future. For example, 19, 20, 21 years old, but it's like maybe 20% of our customer. But we had more people like that when we were at a lower price point. Now that we are at
mm,
a higher price point, we have more people that have like 60K plus, even 100K,
yeah,
200K in crypto. And for them, if I help them 3x their capital, it's like from 200K to 600K. What is 5K, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's interesting
Nothing.
because yeah, exactly. It's like when you increase your price point, sometimes you can attract a higher caliber of client that are better equipped for your service and easy to fulfill for as well because they've got, more bandwidth available in terms of resources.
Exactly. You have less customer for the same amount of money, and then you can really focus on these people to help them. That's
Yeah.
really one thing that I deeply understood during this mastermind, talking with Bo, Charlie, and Alex, that really like as soon as you increase your price even more, you still get you get very interesting people in your course. I
Yeah.
even have client that I like. I prefer the client that I'm attracting now than the client that was
Yeah.
attracting at the beginning.
Yeah. Because they're easier to manage where, they're more committed due to the price point and they
Exactly.
have the resources, especially in a niche like yours.
And we really right now the main focus is cash collect like you do cash collected because I really noticed that people that come in with like a long payment plan usually are the worst customer. So we really focus on cash collected
Yeah.
because then people are skin in the game. If they pay
Yeah.
at least 50% of the course upfront, then they are really skin in the game.
Yep, yep, for sure, for sure. It's like they're committed because there's always that sort of gray area where you'll get people that may want to pay the first month and disappear on you, and it's like, oh, your knowledge has been exhausted. And I'm sure, especially in your market, you've seen that.
We had a few, but very
Yeah,
little in the end. But
oh,
still,
that's good.
still a
Yeah,
few, yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, killer stuff, Thibault. So I'm just processing in my head how this new product that you built with us, it was because I know you had your older programs that was making 15 to 25K, but this one was speaking about you pretty much started at zero.
Yeah.
And then literally in like, what is it, like 14 months or something, boom,
In
105K.
1 year,
Yeah,
exactly 1 year.
yeah, amazing
In
stuff.
in
Yeah.
1 year, yeah, I went to 100K, and I'm very happy because I remember doing this call with Vince, and he was like, "Man, I'm so excited for you. We can really." I think he
Mm,
told me something. Um, I, I should really send the call, or maybe I don't have it, but like I think he told me something like, "I'm pretty sure in 12, 18 months from now, you will be at 100K. And then in the next 2 to 3 years, you can go to 300 to 500K per month."
yeah, he's gonna
Let's
love
see
this,
if the
man.
prophecy get fulfilled.
Yeah, Vince, if you're watching this, I'm obviously going to tag you in Slack when I drop Tebow's interview in there. I hope you're rewatching this. You're Tebow's fulfilling everything that you're saying. So yeah, it's scary, but it's great at the same time. So yeah, amazing stuff, Tebow. And yeah, I want to touch on that actually, man, because Tebow, you joined the program. You were speaking to Vince about what you wanted and what you wanted to achieve and how you would feel about achieving it. I'm not sure. It's been 14 months since the call you had with Vince, right? Like, talk to me about your feelings and how it feels to go from that first call you had with Vince, where you weren't tracking anything, there wasn't really direction in your business, to fast forward today, we've hit that main milestone that you set out with Vince, with achieving the 100K month or 105K per month, I may add. Yeah, how does it feel, man? Just having this predictability and stability in your business and achieving
Yeah,
what you set out to achieve.
it's really amazing. Honestly, I'm really happy, and yeah, it feels good. I'm very happy because like this summer I had like 2 very bad months in July. No, August was a very bad month for me, and
Mhm.
then I had a jump in my business also because the market got a bit more excited, and now I'm pretty happy, and I'm pretty excited about getting this 100K mark. Now that is my plan is to get it like basement, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Make that the baseline.
That
Yeah.
was my original plan. Like when Vince was like, "What's your goal?" And I was like, "I want to make 100K consistently, and then we can rediscuss the goal." And he was like, "Oh man, I think you can go higher." I was like, "Maybe, but first I want this baseline."
Yeah, there we go. Amazing stuff. You want to make your original ceiling the floor now, which is your
Yeah.
case. That's it. So yeah, killer stuff, Thibaut. I want to touch on mindset quickly to see if you had any limiting beliefs before joining the program. So it'd be great to understand, Thibaut, how does version one of Thibaut look, the one that joined before the program, compared to the version I'm speaking to right now? Like, what identity shift did you have to make in order to succeed? Do you have any limiting beliefs before you joined that, we helped you break, or did you always have the belief that you're going to succeed? It was just a matter of getting the right things in place.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about two limiting beliefs.
Hmm.
The main limiting belief is price.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
For me, price was a big one because even selling like in I know you in the English speaking market, there are a lot of high ticket offer already.
Hmm.
In France, we don't have, at least when I joined, now we see some that are growing. But when I first joined, I didn't see a single business that was selling more than 5K. And even
Mm,
5K was like I knew only one.
hmm.
And all the rest was like 1K. And still now there is still so many offer. Like my friend that are in this business, they are selling course at 700 euros. And for me, it was a big one. Like, and honestly, even in the mastermind in Dubai, I was like, oh yeah, you think it's working to increase my price? And Alex was like, man, trust me, do it. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool, it works. So the price increase was, for me, it's the biggest one. The other one I think was a limiting belief that Will Selway
Hmm.
broke into me in July in London. It was I was kind of only doing setting in my I was only doing inbound setting, and I
Ah,
was
okay.
not doing
Yeah.
outreach because
Yeah.
I've been so programmed to do content and create an audience. And before joining EasyGrow and before really creating a business, I was more like focusing on becoming like a big audience, doing a lot of views, etc. And I didn't really know why. And I knew it at some point I could do a business with that. But now it's way more focused for me, like I don't care about views. Of course I care because it's still helping me
Yeah.
for my brand, but like I don't give a fuck, about like how many views will do my video. I just want more appointments.
Yeah.
And really, Will was like explaining to me how DM sorcery was working also in outreach.
Hmm.
And we started doing that on Instagram, and we had good results.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that two limit. Obviously, I had some many more, but
Those were the big ones.
yeah,
Yeah. Killer stuff, man. Great work. Those are hard ones to get over, especially when you're used to, with pricing doing it a certain way and your market doesn't go beyond, XYZ, and you made the plunge and it's worked out. But also, a certain way of doing business where you probably had like doubts about outbound, cold, and all these things. But look, it's
in sales as well.
you prefer, yeah, and sales, and you prefer that over ads, even,
Yeah.
saying. So yeah, great stuff, man. Killer stuff. So yeah. Really good stuff, Thibault. I wanted to, briefly touch on the mastermind before we wrap up the interview as well, because I know you're part of it. Like there'll be a lot of people that probably watch this as well as the mastermind mini interview that you done with myself, where they're probably at a good point in their business because for context, I think the first interview you done with Vince, you got to 34K per month with a new product. But even though you are at a good point, you still joined the mastermind. Like, what made you join to the mastermind when you were already doing fairly well with the business, like with EasyGrow?
Oh, that's a good question. I think so. I was in contact with Jack Roberts at the time,
Hmm.
and he really recommended me to go to the mastermind if I
Hmm.
could in terms of price, because he told me like yeah, being with this guy in person is different.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's because I really wanted to go to the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really remember the reason why, but I remember Charlie sent me a message on school, and he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, Thibault, I was thinking that maybe you could be a good fit for the mastermind. And then I was like, that's interesting. I saw that it was in London, which is not far from where I live because I'm in France. And I never did a mastermind before. I heard about like almost the mastermind, some events back in time. And so, yeah, um, I remember watching the introduction video of the mastermind from Charlie, and I was like, okay, let's do the call with
Hmm.
Alex. And then Alex really convinced me, and then I was like, okay, let's go. I was interesting, and I almost didn't join because I had a
Yeah.
wedding. I had a wedding the same day from one of my good
Wow.
friends,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I had to cancel the wedding. That was really painful for me,
Damn.
but
Yeah.
in the end, I'm very happy I did that choice because it really helped me, like really good
Yeah.
transformation. Like the biggest transformation was the first mastermind, obviously, because it was a hit for me.
Mhm.
And then I was very happy about the Dubai one as well because my business is evolving. I have new question. I have
Yeah.
new paradigm shift to do. And honestly, the biggest impact for me on the mastermind was to be surrounded with people that are making 100, 200K per month and just see them, and it looks like easy, you know.
Yeah.
When I was at the mastermind in July, I was making 35K per month, and I was seeing this kid at 21 years old or
Yeah.
22 years old making like 150, 200K per month and
Yep.
be like,
Yep.
yeah, it's a paradigm shift, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing stuff, man. Yeah, well said. And yeah, it just goes to show us like Thibault is proof here where again like he's doing like 35K a month with EasyGrow. And then he just, he's still joined the mastermind to take it to the next level. And how long has it been now, TiVo? So July, August, September, October, November, like 5, 6 months in the mastermind. You've just, you've taken your business to the next level with a combination of the mastermind and the program. So killer stuff. I want to hold you accountable here. What's the next goal? Talk to me, man. What's the big goal? Let's say 12 months from now. What's the monthly revenue we're looking for?
Um, so as I said, 100K baseline,
That's the baseline first, yeah.
100K floor
Yep.
first, and then yeah, I said to one of my friend that I would like to go to 300K by.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I said as well in the mastermind when they were in
Oh, yeah,
Dubai
yeah, yeah. I
asking.
remember. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I would like to go to 300K by the end of next year, and because I guess 2025 will be a very important year for crypto market.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be helping as many people as I can during this moment because I know so many people will get wrecked. Even if they make money, they will have no exit strategy and they will probably get
Yeah.
wrecked like always. So I know it's the moment for me to get as many people as I can on board to get as many results as I can with these people so I can convince more people to join during the bear market when it's harder to convince people because the the money they can make is further away.
Mm,
The best moment to invest, but you have to be more patient so people are less in the urgency
yeah.
to invest, you know.
That's it. Well, there you go, people. Keep an eye out for part three. If Thibaut is is not busy, is not as busy, and I can catch him, and if he's bothered for a part three, that'd be a good one. So Thibaut, I'm gonna catch up with you. I'm gonna set a reminder to just reach out December 2025, Thibaut, where we at, and I'm sure you'll let me know beforehand as
Okay.
well. So yeah, killer stuff, man. Thibaut, as we wrap up the interview, there'll be two groups of people that are watching this right now. The first of which are current clients in EasyGrow, and the second of which are people that have yet to join EasyGrow for whatever reason. For the current clients who are already in the program, what would you say would be the best pieces of advice to succeed from your experience working with us?
Um, for client in EasyGrow. Honestly, I would say it's there is a lot of thing in EasyGrow,
Mm-hmm.
and you can also still have the shiny object syndrome in EasyGrow because there is a
Yep.
lot of thing. And I made the mistake at some point to want to try many different things that were in EasyGrow. And finally, what's working for me is when you find a source of revenue that works, whatever it is, Terminator Loom, DM Sorcery, whatever, and it's working well for you, then focus on this and really like squeeze it until you go to the next one. But don't try to run like 3, 4, 5 different um, outreach method at the same time because then it's still taking a decent amount of time to master perfectly one source of
Yeah.
outreach, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. Well said. And to people that have yet to join the program, maybe they've yet to book a call, maybe they want to think about it, it's almost like you're speaking to yourself before you bought the program. What would you say to those people that have yet to join from your 14 months of working with us?
Honestly, to me, the way of doing there is plenty of way of doing business. Okay, online you can make money through plenty of different things. You can even scam people if you want. If I think it's not that easy.
Yeah.
But if you want to do business with good values and long-term thinking, that's to me very important. Not just do like a short business that is making you, I don't know, 10K per month for 1 year and then you have to change. EasyGrow is really helpful for me because like it's really helping you build a business that is working, and you will be incentivized to work on the important thing: product,
Yeah.
outreach method, sales, having a good sales strategy, and focusing on your client and booking appointment and converting this appointment are just the main thing that you have to work on. And in EasyGrow, I'm pretty sure you can find a way to do that.
Yeah. Amazingly put, man. Amazingly put. But yeah, last question for you. Where can the people find you, man, if they want to keep up with you?
Sure. They can find me on Instagram. It's probably the place where I do more content. My name is Tib Talks, TIB Talks, like talks. I have like right now around like 54K followers. I also have a lot of followers on TikTok, more than 500,000 on TikTok. But I
Wow.
post the same video on TikTok than on Instagram. But on Instagram, I also post stories, I interact, I use a lot of polls that are very interesting for me because I have a, a decent audience. And when I do poll on the crypto market, it's very interesting for me and for my follower
Yeah.
to see what people are thinking. And usually Bitcoin do what people usually Bitcoin do the opposite that what people think it will do. So with my poll, usually I have a good answer. Like, do you think Bitcoin will go up? Yes, then Bitcoin go down. It's
Yeah.
very funny, funny to see that. So yeah, Instagram, and then I have YouTube as well. But no, honestly, Instagram
Sweet.
is the best for
Good
following
stuff.
people.
So yeah, to people watching, check out Thibault's Instagram in the description below. Of if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on the site, come over to YouTube and it'll be in the description. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thibault, really appreciate your time, man. To everyone watching, like I said, I'm gonna try and see if Thibault is available for a part three down the line, when his business continues to blow up. So that'll be a fun one. And yeah, to everyone watching this right now. I'll do my infamous outro that many people will click away from, depending on how many interviews of mine you watched. If you are someone that wants a get rich quick scheme where you see on Instagram the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the sunshine, the massive houses, and these people that tell you you can achieve it in a day, in a week, and all this stuff, this program isn't for you. Okay. If you do find a magic pill that will give you the fast success and the cars, the watches, all these good stuff, please send it my way. I'll happily purchase it myself. But if you actually want a proven roadmap like Thibault described, and you're willing to follow a proven framework that takes time, and you have the necessary support available to you in the form of a program, in the form of coaching calls, and in the form of group support, then we can probably help you out. And Thibault is a fantastic example of this because, again, it took him over 14 months to get to where he is today. So if you are someone that thinks you can achieve this in, one day and it'll be instantaneous success, I don't want to, break your dreams, but this program isn't for you. But if you're someone that wants to follow a proven framework, and with proven support and all that good stuff, be sure to book a call as we can probably help you out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the interview, guys. I hope you found this one valuable. Like I said, this one's part two. So if you're on the YouTube channel, you can find Thibault's part one with us, and you can see the change that he has made. And yeah, keep an eye out for part three. Cheers. Bye.
Bye bye.